This is Radio Respects.
Okay. Howdy, howdy, ladies and germs. I am here. It's Radio Respects. It's your boy, H7. And I am here with somebody I have been itching to speak with for at least a hot minute.
Yeah.
At least ever since I was like, I'm going to be real with you, ever since I was like 8.
No way.
No
Really?
shit. Yeah, I met you when I was like 8 years old in New Orleans at the UNO Lakefront Arena.
God, yeah.
And, like,
was that Family Values or was
It
that?
was,
what was that?
I don't know whose show it was. My memory's hazy. But the only standout memory I have is you and Amir being freakishly nice to the little, like, awkward kid.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it left a really positive impression on me, and
That means a lot.
it's good stuff.
I think we've always tried to know where the good things that have happened to us in this business come from, and it's 100% to the people that are at the shows. It's not the managers, it's not the record labels, it's not the publishers fronting you $1 million or whatever it is. None of it means anything if people don't show up and support us and our music. And I think we've known that from the beginning. So it makes me happy to hear that even when we were kind of newly famous and minted.
Oh yeah.
That we still kind of had that same, it's easy to get like kind of have it all blow up and kind of blow you out of your mind for a little bit.
Especially with that MTV thing.
Yeah.
That little thing they call MTV.
Yeah. And you can be kind of can we cuss?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you mean kind of an asshole, and kind of a fucking cocksucker,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was the weird. It was well, not weird, but it was my first exposure to like the androgynous look.
Yeah.
And just the bleeding eyeliner.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I've heard you describe it as,
Yeah,
and just that fuck you attitude.
Yeah.
And I guess just little me saw
Yeah.
that at the right time, and I was like, I think I want to do that for a living.
Thank you. There's nothing worse than meeting someone that I look up to a lot of people, and then I've met a few of them like Liam Gallagher. I love Oasis, and oh my God, what
I hear stories.
Yeah, and I already knew that he was like a dick, and and what he said was so classic that I actually appreciated it.
It was so
but I was just
on
like,
brand.
What? So on brand, like so on brand. So but at the same time, like if there was someone that wasn't as secure as I am, probably would have really kind of hurt him. And so I don't want to be like that. And I know that you can be like that even on accident. You can do it without meaning it. And we all do it, right? But if you have any bit of power dynamic going on, you got to be cool. You got to be careful about that.
I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. That's a big reason why I'm such a big fan of the Juilen-K thing.
Thank you.
Because it's kind of all of the elements from, the Candy Ass era where those just insanely down-tuned guitars that just cut right through you like a fucking chainsaw.
Yeah, they're punchy, but they're low.
That's another thing, man.
Other people get real squishy when it's tuned lower, but Amir's really, really good at guitar tones. So
a complete master of
he's a master.
Production Frankenstein. His production style is something I've tried to bite off of so many times, unapologetically too, because I'm like, oh, that man knows how to use a saw synth with a nice fucking down-tuned fiddle. Yeah. But that mixed with your like almost David Gahan kind of like vocals.
Gosh, I love David Gahan.
I mean, up there.
That's a huge influence
up
too.
there.
Yeah. It's funny because Chester had told me that he's all, he goes, you should be the singer, Ryan, because you can sing Dave Gahan and Martin Gore's parts. And he was like, that not many people can do that.
Right.
And I was like, well, I was fighting it for years because obviously in Orgy, in the beginning, we argued over who would be the singer because neither one of us wanted to be the singer.
Really?
And no one wanted to be. Jay was a bass player and I was a guitar player, and we always wanted to find a singer. And we reluctantly, Jay accepted he was taller than me, and so he should be the singer because we could both sing. And then in Juilen-K, we tried to find a singer, and Chester was the one that gave me the real like, no, you're gonna sing. Like, you're going to be the singer. You always should have sang. And I'm like, fuck, okay. But he made it kind of clear. He's like, when we listen to Depeche Mode and a lot of our favorite bands, he's like, you sing from the falsetto all the way down to like the baritone. And he's like, you nail it. So why aren't you just doing this? And of course, I'm looking at Chester like, well, I don't know. My best friend is the best singer in the world.
Well, shit.
Maybe that's a little intimidating, but
That's a hell of a position to be put in. But
I know.
I mean, after that and the Dead by Sunrise stuff, I would have imagined there would have been enough trust.
Dude, try singing along with Chester Bennington every night.
That sounds like a fuck.
It's
as
like
a vocalist,
taking on.
That sounds terrifying,
dude. It's like taking off on a roller coaster with no track. Yeah, you just don't know where it's going. Oh wow, look at that. It's got all these projections of Julian-K.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, this is a new edition.
Yeah, me likey.
Yeah, lovely.
That's super cool.
So I have a weird specific question that I've always wanted to ask, because I've heard people just ask you about your influences, like All the Live Long Day, 1,000,001 times, but I've never heard anybody ask, is there anything specific that's a visual influence, like a film that maybe people wouldn't know about?
Yeah. There's our friend Ilya.
Hi, Ilya.
Ilya. Totally. I mean, for us, Blade Runner was a massive influence on Orgy and Julian-K especially, because there's less of us in Julian-K. We can almost be more focused.
Right.
So Dune, Blade Runner, Dune and Blade Runner were big ones. You can notice by our outfits and stuff. A lot of it's very Dune. A lot of it's very still suit like.
Yeah.
So we were very much the Harkonnens, Star Wars, Star Trek. Actually, some of the deep, if you go deep into Star Trek and get like the early like encyclopedias and stuff that were made in like the 70s, the hardcovers.
Yeah.
There's all these symbols and there's languages and everything. I took all that stuff and tweaked it for Orgy, and then you can see where I got the ideas from, like the early like symbols and stuff from Orgy and up to an Adema, the symbols on my knuckles. Each symbol is a symbol for each song, and so on the new album.
Fantastic.
So yeah, so it's like it's this sci-fi like symbolism and this kind of like post-punk modern aesthetic that we sport is deep rooted. I mean, we grew up on this, and the band is us kind of living in that kind of make-believe possible future, that bleak, post-apocalyptic, like dark, future. We were such romantics,
That's so interesting. I never knew those were the actual influences. That's so funny. I guess it in this genre there are only so many horses to beat, because with my art I do the same thing. I took the same miscellaneous Star Wars designs, tweak them a little bit.
We're all like we're all Imagineers, you know what I mean? We're all like trying to tell a story and live in a story, and we use it all to game ourselves into having this good time of music, because it's all really hard. So you got to think of like we're just super.
It's got to be a good
glorified top to bottom storytellers, and you're trying to create this make believe. You're trying to make it real, and what's cool now is that the engineering with clothing and production and music and everything that we do now, you can actually bring a lot of it into reality, which I think is really fun.
That's why I love 3D printing.
Yeah, it's dude, it's so cool.
As a special effects artist, I went from like actually sculpting, like normal people stuff, to now it's all digital, and just the ability to think of a thing.
Did you print that mask?
This is leather, but I 3D scanned this son of a bitch, and thanks to technology, I'm now printing these sons of bitches like in a clip.
That is incredible.
It's merch.
That's just
merch,
incredible.
baby.
Yeah,
I love it. But while I got you here, you mentioned Adema, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I don't know how the fuck you've managed to touch so many bands that have meant so much to me as a little Ozfest boy. Dude, thank you for redeeming Adema.
Thank you. Did you hear the new song?
Have I?
Man, thank you.
One of the first things I played when we got this whole Radio Respects thing up was the new Adema single.
Oh my God, thank you.
Because I figured I had an outlet. I gotta let it reminded me so much of the vibe that the self-titled album hit me with.
That's what when I joined the band, I said, you guys need to go back and listen to album 1 and 2. We're all from Bakersfield. We all grew up here. So I can speak that language. So I'm not going to copy that, but I'm going to bring the streets of Bakersfield that we all grew up on. I'm going to capture that feeling again, and you guys have to go back and listen to that. Not to copy it, but to remember who you are. So just remember who you are and be authentic, and remember that like feeling of being young when we were all partying together and all that kind of stuff. That's what you have to capture. And we went at it. Finally, we got like a group of songs. The first one, Ready to Die, everyone's heard, and it really sounded like actual Adema, except with me singing, and it worked. and it worked. I mean, the results were incredible. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I got to be real. The Adema fan base is so used to just being dismissive of the new thing, and it had been that way for a long time. Yeah. And even with the announcement of you being on vocals, of course, there are going to be naysayers. Oh, yeah. But I just love the poetic justice that was right when that fucking single dropped. Yeah. Everybody shut the hell up and was just like, Adema's back. What the fuck?
I would read it all. And I mean, nasty things written about me and about my whatever, like I'm a faggot. I'm a this guy fucking, he's not. And I'm like, man, you don't even like, you're so dumb. You don't even know what I'm about to do to you. Like, you just don't even know that I'm actually going to crush your balls. And you just don't know it yet. You think that I'm stupid enough to not go out and make these guys be the authentic thing, and you think I'm dumb enough to not know what this brand is, and that just because I do something in Juilen-K, that I'm going to do that on everything. Keep in mind, there's some Korn songs that everyone really, really loves that I'm a pretty major part of. I span some,
Blind, right?
Yeah,
one of them.
I span.
Pretty sure.
Kind of opened up the genre.
I was gonna say.
So it's like, if they would just give it a second and let me, let us speak first.
Yeah.
And so, but
before you know what? Pipe the fuck up.
It's cool though, and it was hard to get. Like for the Adema guys, there's like, these motherfuckers, like they don't know what they're. But you know what we did? I go, guys, just be patient. Let's drop this, and let's show everyone. Let's just show everyone. So,
yeah, man. Well, hey, I don't want to keep you for too long. I know you got sound check.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but you're awesome, and I wish that I love this.
If we can somehow organize a longer form thing at some point, maybe
we could do it over like a Skype.
Yeah,
I do Skype all the time.
Man, I could have a long form chat with you, good
and then I'll promote it as well.
I'm about it. Yeah. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time.
You're awesome.
You are awesome. I cannot wait for this goddamn show, ladies and gentlemen. The Birthday Massacre, Juilen-K, Wicked Playground. It will be indeed badass. Hasta la vista, babies.
This is Radio Respects.
Video, audio. Test. Pop. Popping peas. This is a show. Oh, God. We're here. Wait. Oh, God. Let the intro play. Be professional. Shut up. Oh, hi, everybody. I wasn't texting. What's good? I'm age 7. This is Radio Respects. Welcome to episode 5. I'm here on the lovely 500 block of Clematis Street on West Palm Beach, Florida. No other place in the world like it. Motherfuckers eating sushi. Motherfuckers enjoying coffee. Some guy's probably walking around with no pants and just waving a stick around in a polo t-shirt because fentanyl. But hey, we're fucking, we're sucking, we're rocking, we're rolling. I have so much shit to talk to you about. How have you been, though? Say words. Let me know. I just realized that we have a fucking a live chat option with YouTube when these episodes go up, and it's fun engaging with the fucking 12 of you that actually pay attention when the episode goes live. It's like its own neat little microcosm of a comment section that I guess you can apparently relive in post. I don't know. I guess it's my understanding, like on the most recent episode. By the way, I hope y'all liked my clickbait ass title. But, holy shit, I thought... Oh, wow, sorry. I thought I was hearing things. I'm in a very empty and spooky respectable street on a Monday night at 8 p.m. because I'm moving on Friday, and I wanted to give you guys a new episode, but it's spooky in here, being the only person while just miscellaneous motherfuckers walk on by. Wait a second! I told you all I would actually have video of this, but it's not worth it right now. By the way, fuck. God, am I scatterbrained. thank you. I hope you liked that interview with Ryan Shuck, formerly of Orgy, now of Julian-K, Adema. Holy fuck, he's the frontman for Adema now. How long has it been since you've been able to say Adema has been kind of redeemed? Like, Ryan legitimately brings a fresh perspective with that Bakersfield attitude, and just go listen to that new single. I might put it on here even though it'll get me copyright claimed, but that's a fun part of this show. The way I get paid is by PayPal, so like people feeling, that's a nice show, let's throw them some shekels. That's how I get paid. I don't get paid through YouTube and my fucking handful of dozens of viewers. No. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that interview, but the video thing reminded me. I fucked up. I promised you guys I would be rolling video on the next interview, and I goofed. I had everything set up. We had the whole... I got here like hours early. I ended up getting only 15 minutes with Ryan, unfortunately, because there was only so much time that they had before sound check. I literally got him right before sound check. So he just came in, he sat down, we chatted, I had the thing on, the thing was on, and it just fucking didn't. It didn't. So I'm sorry. That will never happen again. I will always quadruple check. But I hope you guys liked the audio interview at least. He said he would be more than down to do a long form thing with me, and boy, I could talk to that cat for a hot minute. He has lived a million lives and is one of the last real worthy staples of my generation of metal, the Ozfest era, the final wave of there being an actual music industry before, everything went to shit. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I'm here again, because I just wanted to do a show for you guys before I move, and I'll probably end up posting this. Hey, let's turn our fucking phones off. How's that? Fucking Christ. Anyway, positive reactions and positive responses to the show on Instagram, so I'm hoping that can translate over to YouTube or whatever. And, I hate... listening to other YouTubers sit there and hammer on about hit the fucking subscribe, smash like, and click the bell, and fucking suck and fuck and whatever. I'm not a fan of all that. So, where the links are. We flash them throughout the bottom of here, throughout the episodes, but they're also in the descriptions of our videos. So if you want to follow me on anything, go ahead. I'm not hard to reach. _Dink on everything. Follow us on the shit. Thanks. Anyway, on to the show. What do you say? Of the show, I wanted to mention Scott Hall. Rest in power, you king, you motherfucking king. You staple of my childhood, you reason why I am what I am. Blessed thee, God. Apparently he was going in for some sort of regularly scheduled hip surgery and had health complications, and it just went south, and yeah, he was on life support. They took him off life support, and even then, in true style, in true Scott Hall fashion, he would not go down without a fight. Man, when I was in here last with Azrael, we actually ended the show talking about it because we had literally just found out that he was being put on life support. But right while we were recording the show, I got a little notification that he had passed. So who the fuck is we? Man, Scott Hall was a staple of my childhood throughout 90s wrestling. Him, the NWO, Kevin Nash, Hogan, Sting, that whole bit. I was very much so a WCW kid. And this one hurts. But I'm not going to do that thing that everybody fucking does when somebody dies and they make it about them. Here's the fucking point. Watch a fucking Razor Ramon promo. Just do that, Go, if you don't know who Scott Hall is, look up Razor Ramon, Scott Hall promos. Just anything like that. Vignettes, stuff like that. Get an idea for his character. Don't fucking go so off the rails with the deep dive videos about how tortured of a human being he was and all the shit that he was going through. there's no fucking sense in that, to be quite honest, because his whole life he was battling demons, and he had literally been on the mend, to my knowledge. He had been sober, he had been aight, he had been doing okay, and then, life, unfortunately, decided to grip him by the fucking hips and ass fuck him, unfortunately, and this one hurts. This one does hurt. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that right off the top of the dome. Anyway, this is gonna be the most disgusting fucking hard turn in Radio Respect's history, and I know we're only 5 episodes in, so that's probably not saying much. But if you're one of those plebeians that shops at the Dollar Tree, I shouldn't say that. We all have our Dollar Tree moments, our Dollar Tree times in life, as I like to say, when shit gets rough, and sometimes you just gotta go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself a bottle of water, even though you know it's filled with more toxins than you can fucking name off the top of your dome. Well, kids, here we go. Dollar Tree has recalled all of their Family Dollar products. Why? Because of a fucking rodent infestation. Yes. This came out on March 4th, so I'm a little late to this. But the Dollar Tree Distribution, Inc. is recalling certain products purchased from Family Dollar because potential exposure to rodents. Now, here's the thing. You want to know how many rodents they found? Not like, this isn't just a drop in the hat, like, we found like a dozen. Fuck, even that would be something. No, not even hundreds. Thousands. I'm looking at the number right here, as are you, right now. Here we go. You see? 1,100 dead rodents were recovered from the facility following a fumigation at said facility in January 2022. And additionally, a review of the company's internal records have also indicated that oh my god. Have indicated the collection of more than 2,300 rodents just between March 29th and September 17th, 2021, demonstrating a heavy history of infestation. So, I don't think it needs to be spelled out in big, bright, flashing neon fucking letters, but if you're shopping at Dollar Tree, kids, stop. Just stop. Fucking stop. Go to Walmart like the rest of D-list celebrity society. Go to Walmart like the rest of the dregs of society. Go to Target if you feel like treating yourself. That's the way you should look at this. Fucking Whole Foods, whole paycheck. Don't worry about that shit. But shopping at Dollar Tree, clearly not. Just don't do it. And I had to bring this to everyone's attention because I have, especially on fucking tour, when you have like $5 to your name a day, and that's all you got, your options are either a Little Caesars pizza that you just assault with sachets and spices and shit, or you go to the Dollar Tree and you get a bunch of bullshit just to get something in your stomach, even if it's not even actual food. So I gotta just fucking warn ye. Stop. Slow down. Go somewhere else. You're welcome. Anyway. Next! Oh, guys, so I have had a theory for the longest time that ever since Ray Park accidentally posted a video on Instagram of himself getting sucked off, that the Disney Corporation have probably erased the concept or approach that they were going to take with the Darth Maul character. I do not think we will be seeing Ray Park as Darth Maul anytime soon, unless it's just completely out of left field, kind of like what happened with Solo, where they just sort of dragged and dropped him at the end to be like, sequel bait, and then, they shut that shit down because Solo was, I think, to this day, the worst performing Star Wars movie ever. So there's that. But I have evidence that is backing my theory here. It appears in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Darth Maul was going to be in the position that Darth Vader is now filling. Yeah, that's right, kids. Reports of a new Obi-Wan Kenobi project have been circulating for many, many years. And now that the upcoming Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi series is premiering in just 2 months, I think, 2 months, news reports are emerging about Well, initial plans for said series. What were the core ideas that they had that then apparently Kathleen Kennedy got her fucking mitts on? Apparently other people got their mitts on. I guess Deborah Chow had initially written some things. I don't know. I'm looking at the story right now, and it is saying Ray Park, via the Hollywood Reporter, that's our source. Sources, kids, they're important. Ray Park was set to actually return to the galaxy far, far away as Darth Maul. The source is cited by an outlet offering various accounts of this shakeup. Oh, wow, okay. These sources are citing that there are multiple different accounts of this weird little shakeup. Some were saying that Ray was prepping for pre-production and stunt training, while another Lucasfilm source is claiming that Maul was actually never set to appear in anything. Nice damage control, dicks. Anyway, others are indicating that Darth Vader was actually all along supposed to be the guy doing the thing, so whatever. This is kind of unnerving. It sucks. It blows. And you know what? Bad news is bad news. But if a man can't redeem himself from accidentally posting a video of himself getting sucked off on the Instagram, well, what hope is there for the rest of us? I don't know. So the theory was exactly that. There was apparently a video game. There was all this shit. I mean, Maul had seen his sort of redemption in Clone Wars as a character. I mean, going from just being somebody that was chopped in half in one movie to now having a fully fleshed out arc that has multiple twists and turns and bits of character development, all the way to an actual death in Rebels. We have all of that, and since this series was going to take place before Rebels, you could, in theory, wedge a horny boy in there. See what I did there? But is not to be, apparently. However, I have a vague recollection of Kathleen Kennedy mentioning that there was and is going to possibly be a Season 2. That they're entertaining doing a Season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And if that is the case, you gotta think they're just sort of taking that idea, putting it in its back pocket, letting the heat die down. You know, Disney stuff. But, will Disney allow? We will see. Next. What's next? Not Ray Park getting his dick sucked. Oh, God damn it, Rockstar Games. What is your deal? Oh, you have lost your collective shit indeed. Between the expanded and enhanced editions of the GTA 3, San Andreas, and Vice City bits. What the fuck is this? Rockstar has announced GTA Plus, a new subscription service, oh my god, for Grand Theft Auto Online, and it is only available for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS. Can you tell I'm not a Xbox guy? It's only available for those versions of the game, and it will launch on March 29th, so oh my god, it launches tomorrow. Well, that dates this recording. Anyway, it's going to cost $5.99 per month, and it's going to provide subscribers with a reoccurring monthly bank deposit of $500,000. Okay, if you don't know anything about the in-game economy of Grand Theft Auto Online, $500,000 ain't shit. It's not a drop in the bucket. You can buy the equivalent to fuck all with that. Maybe you can upkeep your businesses. Now, I only know this because I have quite embarrassingly invested thousands of hours into Grand Theft Auto Online with Azrael and a bunch of other people. I play online with some of you guys. But anyway, but that's not all. Get this, kids. That's not all. Oh, I love how this is being spun. So you get exclusive properties, one vehicle, or a vehicle, vehicle upgrades, discounts. Discounts? It's not a discount if I'm paying you for it. If I'm paying you for the... Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, cash and RP bonuses. Holy fuck balls. Anyway, all kinds of updates that we may have missed out on, suggesting that previous limited time content will be available exclusively through GTA Plus, and oh, you better believe it. Oh, God. So let me get this right. So, oh, cool. You can relocate your auto shop to the middle of the fucking ghetto in La Mesa. That's awesome. Let's do that. Fucking not. Yacht owners Yacht owners can upgrade to the Aquarius super yacht at no additional cost. Boy, how kind are you? Oh, God, how giving. 3x GTA Online bucks and RP with a bunch of race series stuff. 2x on carb meat rep. Oh God, what is this? It's nothing. You're paying for peanuts. You're literally paying them for peanuts. So on top of headline content, each month we'll see a variety of exclusive rewards for GTA Plus subscribers to claim. These can be found at stores on the GTA Online web browser, such as Legendary Motorsports, House Special Works, Maze Bank Foreclosures, and Doc Tees. Okay. I don't need to explain to you why this is bad, right? Why this is nothing more than another indicator that Rockstar has indeed lost their collective shit, right? I don't have to point that out, right? I think we've all recognized that all of the people that made Rockstar what we all grew up with it as, my generation, who grew up basically with Grand Theft Auto 3, into like Manhunt, Bully, all of their other games, that original Rockstar sort of approach to business and gaming is kind of just dead, and it appears to just be hammering its own death nail. It appears to be hammering that last nail into their own metaphysical and literal coffin. But I understand why they're doing this. They're doing this so they have a consistent stream of income to report. Like when they do financial reports, it's to basically say, hey, we have X amount of dollars coming in all the live long day, and we're just fucking milking these people, you know. So bottom line is, that's a great thing to have on your annual sales reports for any fucking gaming company, especially Take-Two and Rockstar. So none of this is really shocking. It's just disappointing. I never imagined we'd live and suck and fuck in such a day, but alas, here we are. I don't know, man. So while we're talking about gaming, here's another thing that it's just a little quick bit of news that I don't know if I give a shit about, because I want to care about the G.I. Joe property. I want to care about the intellectual property that is G.I. Joe, because the classified series of action figures is pretty cool. I like them. I don't know. But the problem is there's no actual foundation media-wise for this toy line to be based off of. There's no like cartoon. There's no movie. I mean, Snake Eyes came and went because it fucking sucked a bag of dicks, quite frankly. So much so that the figures peg-warmed to this very day. You could probably walk into a Target or Walmart, and if you go to the toy section and look for G.I. Joes, you're probably going to see Cobra Commander, Flint, Lady J, and the movie figures. Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, etc. Nobody wants them. Nobody gives a fuck, because there's no reason to give a fuck, unfortunately. Yet, the G.I. Joe brand keeps pumping along and keeps putting things out, and I've been slowly entering the realm of role-playing tabletop games. Not actually playing them, but miniatures, things like that. You know me, I like to paint things and make things. I like to make shit. And the ability to 3D resin print little D&D minis of like yourself, of like Mortal Kombat characters. Like I made one of Daniel Nelson as Cabal, so I can make a little diorama. And I've recently done all of the ninjas via a particular thing, Hero Forge, that bit. So I'm getting into this. And this came across my news desk, that there will be a G.I. Joe role-playing game. That's right. Jesus God. So this is coming to us from Renegade Game Studios. Now, they have released details about 2 new accessories that will be coming with this quote-unquote G.I. Joe role-playing game that I knew absolutely fuck all about until reading this very article, so color me out of the loop. But this team is slowly looking to expand their series in the way they've been expanding the Power Rangers title. Oh, I guess they have a little tabletop Power Rangers thing. That's pretty cool. And apparently, those first 2 items on the chopping block for distro are a hero miniature set and character journal. Now, from the looks of it, it looks to be a bunch of minis,
of the following characters: Airtight, Bazooka, Covergirl, Duke, Gung Ho, Jinx, Lady J, Mutt and Junkyard, Rock and Roll, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, there he is, and Stalker. Cool. So from the looks of this, you bet your ass we're getting a Cobra pack. And probably they're going to keep pumping these out. Hero Pack 1, Hero Pack 2, shit like that. I don't know. I'm probably going to get these just for the minis, just to paint them. I think that'd be cool. Make little G.I. Joe dios. That's something that my board prop maker special effects ass does all the time in between orders and shit. When I'm just not working on anything else in particular, I'll paint minis. For instance, this new line of merch I'm doing with the little mini mask magnets. Some of you that have purchased masks already off of me have received one of these sneakily put into your box because I love you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't hate this idea, to be honest. I think it services the brand. I have no faith that it's gonna like be a huge fucking thing, but who knows, man? It's got potential at the very least. So there's that. All right, nah. And we're back. Fuck. Sorry about that. I had to program some emo music and some heavy metal stuff coming to your ears on subcultureradio.com or something. I don't know. We're programming music around here, and it's a good time. We got 24 hours a day worth of content we need to fill on a non-stop streaming platform that, as of right now, is just playing playlists my bitch ass has curated. I want more of you cocksuckers in on this. So, any of you out there that are DJs that are worth your fucking weight, come to me. Any of you DJs out there that are worth a shit and can actually compile a nice little hour or two worth of stuff and things, do me a big boom bad favor and send your way to me. Come to me. I'm looking to book DJs on Subculture Radio. Anyway, who gives a fuck? I'm back! Wow, echo. I'm the only person here. Remember when I told you about that? Anyway, so we may as well just rename this goddamn show to the Batman News Network. So we got little bits of Batman news, nothing really pivotal, nothing really interesting. Everybody's been trying to fan cast all these other characters because it's like Matt Reeves's, fucking down and gritty universe. So who could possibly play what versions of these fucking characters? Whatever. No one knows. I was out here like, hey, let Leonardo DiCaprio be Mr. Freeze. And everyone was just like, what are you, fucking high? To which I said, yes, on edibles. Anyway, but it doesn't end there. Nicolas Cage himself has come out and said he wants to play Egghead. Egghead. He wants to play Egghead. He wants to play Egghead. Are you fucking... I think he's trolling. But you people sure love a good little bit of clickbait. So, all this shit that you're seeing about Nicolas Cage wants to play a terrifying version of this Batman villain. Ah! Calm down. Calm the fuck down. He was asked in a press screening, which, might I add, when you're in a press outing, in a press junket of any nature, you're basically being interviewed by, I don't know, 2 dozen different people that only have like 5 minutes of your time, if that, where they can only ask you so many questions. So they ask the questions about the stupid media that you're pushing, and then they'll always sneak in something sly, sneak in something about the fucking, hey, do you want to be a part of the MCU as Ghost Rider, as another version of fucking Ghost Rider? Well, you want to do that? Maybe it's multiverses, why not? And he always just nods his head and says, yeah, that'd be pretty alright, I guess. But anyway, when it comes to Batman and DC, nobody's batted an eye. The man was supposed to play the Scarecrow back in the day before Joel Schumacher completely shit the bed, made his big homoerotic toy commercial called Batman and Robin, and kill the franchise, and sent Warner Brothers back to, hey, should we develop, year one? Should we make a Batman Beyond movie? Should we make a Justice League thing? They tried all of these, and in the midst of that, they were also trying to do a movie called Batman Unchained, or Batman Triumphant, depending on where you read about this, and a version of Scarecrow was pitched to Nicolas Cage, the same character was also pitched to Coolio. That's right, the rapper Coolio. But we don't talk about that. Anyway, so Nick Cage finally popped his fucking head up out of the ground and was like, hey, we could still do the Superman thing, right? And now he's trolling people talking about Egghead. So I can't tell you how much I would like to see him as Egghead. Maybe you would too. Maybe you wouldn't. I don't know. Tell me to go fuck myself or tell me how about it you are in the comments. Who gives a shit? Anyway, speaking of Batman nonsense, Paul Dano, the Riddler, incel Riddler, the fucking little boy himself, all that hotness, he ain't done. He ain't done with the character. Nor really should he be. I mean, guy just got thrown into Arkham, right? We should be seeing him back in Arkham, right? Right? That's the fucking move, right? Well, there's more. There's more to be held. There's a prequel. Everybody likes a prequel. You got a good thing? Let's beat it into the fucking ground. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I think so. So, Paul Dano is going to be writing a Riddler comic. That's right. And it's not just some bullshit DC storyline that nobody's going to give a fuck about. It's actually a year one-ish approach to his character, the Riddler. He's writing his own comic book about how Riddler came to be. Boy, what a time to be alive. So, those are your little bits of Batman news. There might be more. If there's more, I'm going to look right now and insert it here and then edit this part out, so who gives a shit. Anyway, this is the part of the show where I like to disable my ad blocker. No, I'm kidding. This is the part of the show where I like to play a music video and get copyright claimed because I don't get paid through YouTube. I get paid through you people who, graciously pay me through PayPal or pay me to make stuff or pay me to do a thing, or you just like what I do so you contribute shekels. You give shekels, we give entertainment. It is a worthy transaction. Anyway, this is the part of the show where I'm going to play some bullshit, but to avoid getting copyright claimed, I'm going to play my own shit. Fuck you! Alright, how's that look? Does that look stupid? Whatever. Who gives a shit? Hello. We have more news. Just some movie news to bookend the show with. So, everyone see Halloween Kills and all that cringy dialogue? You know what I'm talking about? How it's the middle of a trilogy? Well, Halloween Ends has officially wrapped filming and is scheduled for a October 14th, 2022 release date. That's right. However, it wouldn't fucking surprise me if it gets pushed back, but then again, it was already pushed back. Everything's getting pushed back. Wouldn't necessarily shock me if this befell the same fate. There were a shitload of conflicting reports regarding whether or not this flick, Halloween Ends, has actually wrapped, but producer Ryan Turek has actually confirmed that it has indeed wrapped. So, let the editing commence, and let's pray the dialogue is a little less cringy. If I have to hear Evil Dies Tonight 37 times again, I'm going to bash my head into the wall 37 times and blame it on Blumhouse Productions. That's right, I'm going to blame you. Anyway, speaking of these godforsaken slashers and this new sort of era we're in of let's make a sequel but not name it because naming sequels is hard. So we'll just call it Halloween, even though it's not Halloween, and then we'll do the same with Scream, even though it's not Scream, and then we'll do the same with Texas Chainsaw, even though it's not Texas Chainsaw, and apparently they're going to do it with the, what the fuck is it, Jeepers Creepers. So Victor Salva, the known pedophile, Victor Salva, has basically been excommunicated from his brainchild. And I'm going to be real with you. The Creeper in the series Jeepers Creepers, the Creeper is clearly a manifestation or a sort of window for Victor Salva to project his creepy boy predatory butt rape fantasies. Here's the thing. Actors that have worked with him in the way back when have come out and sort of unified against him in that he's a sexual predator. It's well known. Man's been to jail for this shit. There's a police record. I'm not talking out my ass here. You can look it up. Victor Salva, well-known piece of shit, who for whatever reason, somebody along the lines of, we were talking about Nicolas Cage. How about your dad, Nick? How about Francis Ford Coppola? How about the fact that he has consistently bankrolled these last few endeavors of this motherfucker? That's right. Pedophile man. Victor Salva. These films, Jeepers Creepers, partially funded by none other than Francis Ford Coppola himself. Because, yeah, you know, fuck the industry system. They don't just they don't understand us. That's all it is. That's all it is, Victor. Don't be down. So, we're talking about slashers, right? But I just wanted to go on that tangent about Jeepers Creepers. That shit's gonna... They're doing it again. And I guess they're gonna do it again with the Blair Witch, where they just call it Blair Witch Project. I don't know. I don't care. But the thing is, these things are making money. Not all of them, but some of them are. Halloween's, they're making the money. The Screams, they're making the money, as it should be. So, I got a little bit of very, very worrying news last month that Scream 6 is already in production and already scheduled for March 31st, 2023. Yeah, I just had to make sure my eyes weren't fooling me. They are already fast-tracking a sequel, which let's just flash back to what happened when Scream 2 came out, right? Everything was doing great. Everything was going great, but it was a sleeper hit because it wasn't expected to do as well as it did. So what did they do? They fast-tracked into Scream 3, and Scream 3's an abortion. Let's talk about Halloween 4. A return to form after Halloween 3, where they abandon the trajectory. They show us a story about a fucking evil Halloween mask company that, for whatever reason, wants to kill kids on Halloween night. No explanation there. Whatever. Fuck it. Where's Michael Myers? We don't know. But in this universe, the movie Halloween exists, so we're just going to show you a commercial in a bar scene somewhere, and you can get fucked, because we think we're the Twilight Zone. But we're not. So, we'll bring back Michael for Halloween 4, right? They put the time into it, right? They come up with an original story with the Jamie Lloyd thing because they couldn't get Jamie Lee Curtis back because she was too much of a movie star. So we cast the little girl, right? We got all this figured out, man. We got a nice ending. We got a nice film. We put out the film. The film's a success. Film's more than a success. It's a fucking hit. We fast track. We get Halloween 5 with some stuttering... I don't want to say what I'm thinking. Some dumb mute kid. Big lady cookie store. The most annoying protagonist in the history of any horror movie. Tina. We all know I'm talking about Tina. Fuck Tina. And just some of the all-around worst acting, all-around worst writing. The fact that they tried to... You know that those two cops, the two stupid Goofus and Gallant cops that are walking around, that every time you hear them, there's background music in a Halloween movie going... Yeah. They were going to do a buddy cop film off of these motherfuckers, and... because they fast-track these films, because they don't take their time when they have a good thing. For instance, this Scream reboot of sorts. It's not a reboot. I guess it's a new lineage, a direct sequel of sorts. I mean, they didn't even make it seem like Scream 4 didn't happen, because there are scenes that reference those characters, even if it's just for a frame or two. They're in the movie. So... I don't necessarily think, and the people that are behind this new Texas Chainsaw movie claim that they aren't omitting any of the sequels. They're just cherry picking what they want from them, so it's not a direct Halloween approach. But with all this being said, this worries me about Scream, because not that these movies are like high art by any fucking standard, by any stretch of the imagination, but due to just an overwhelming box office of, I believe, I'm looking here, $140 million. Yeah, Jesus Christ. And $80 million of that was made domestically. So, you gotta look at this. They put next to nothing into the marketing of this film, right? Most of this, after budget, of course, profit. Not a lot, but enough to greenlight a sequel, which means these fucking movies probably are costing them nothing to make. Probably aren't really being written in a very thoughtful fashion. Nobody, as of my knowledge, is signed on to return after the last film. I'm looking here. I just want to make sure I'm not wrong. Oh, look at this. Courtney Cox she has confirmed. She has signed on. You know what that means? They're killing her in the first scene. That's what that means. They're killing her in the first scene. Quote me now. Anyway, speaking of horror, speaking of horrific shit, speaking of horrific Netflix renditions of things, hey, Netflix, just stop. How about you just fucking stop? Cowboy Bebop, you fucked that up. You fuck up everything that you touch. Anything in recent memory where you just try to churn out your version of a certain IP, and it's just a hollow husk of what it once was because it's written by people who are influenced by media and not life experience. That's the fucking thing that bothers me about Netflix's productions. Along with this godforsaken Resident Evil series that's coming. That's right, yeah, there was just a new Resident Evil movie. This has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. This has everything from the classic woke fucking virtue signaling nonsense where we got, oh look, another box ticked, original characters that nobody asked for. Let's see, it takes 14 years after, I guess, the first game. Let's see, Lance Reddick is Albert Wesker, so we're race swapping already. It doesn't necessarily matter, but like, Netflix is Netflixing, and oh wow, they were hip to the wise. It's an 8-episode series, that's it. Wow. And I'm looking at this artwork. This is the most boring artwork I've ever seen. I guess this is like foreboding of, the Umbrella Corporation, but let's be honest. Have we not had this IP beaten into our fucking brains 1,000,001 times to the point where maybe it's time to just let a sleeping dog lie? Maybe it's time to just let this fucking dog lie. Maybe just let him die. Maybe. But Netflix wants the Netflix. So Am I in any way, shape, or form optimistic about this? Fuck no. Not just no, but fuck no. I am in no way, shape, or form optimistic about this based on Netflix's track record. And I refuse to even account the Marvel stuff into this thing. Because as far as the whole fucking world is concerned, those series were made by Marvel Television, a separate division of Marvel, but still Marvel. They weren't like part of the Kevin Feige MCU team. It was always kind of a separate thing where the TV shows, Punisher, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, where they could reference the movies, but the movies never, ever would reference the shows. So, nor would they ever involve the characters up until Spider-Man No Way Home, and Daredevil pops up out of nowhere. So, I refuse to even include the Marvel shit in with Netflix's productions, because Netflix just put it out. They were just the distributors. It's not in the case of it's a Netflix production. It's not a whole from the fucking top to the bottom, all Netflix staff, all Netflix personnel doing their thing, Netflix in the way. No. So anytime you now see these new series where they're taking an IP that you once loved and they're gonna modernize it and fucking and inject some fresh blood, be wary. Be wary. Because as I said a couple episodes ago, but since we have like a dozen people that listen, I don't expect anybody to actually remember this. If you don't think after Spider-Man No Way Home that everything you've ever loved is not about to be repackaged and sold to you all over again, you're lying to yourself. Every IP. Right now, Halo's going through it. Oh my god. I am so conflicted on this Halo series. I want to wait and watch the second episode before I actually start talking about it to y'all, because I've seen the first episode twice. I don't hate it. Master Chief's voice kind of pisses me off. The CGI is borderline terrible at times. There are certain shots that are CG that have no reason to be CG. Like, there's a shot where Master Chief's gun, just where he throws his gun down in the first opening sequence, and the gun is CG. They couldn't even film an insert shot where he just throws a gun into the sand. They had to shoot the shot and then just digitally throw a gun in there. I'm not kidding. So they're just little weird things like that I guess as a show has its growing pains will either phase out of or hone in on and become a major thorn in every viewer's side. The other thing that bugs me, the music. It's not I think the guy's name is I almost said Malcolm McDowell, but that's the guy from Clockwork Orange. Something O'Donnell, whatever. The guy who wrote the Halo music. His shit is nowhere to be heard in the series. And that, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. There are some things that sound like half-hearted covers of his stuff. Some of the characters look aight. The acting's not terrible. But I don't know how I feel about it. So, furthering the argument that everything that you've ever loved is about to be repackaged and shipped off right back into your fucking pocketbook, it's a real thing. We are selling you everything all over again. What's old is new, and what's new is irrelevant. So, I can't co-sign any of this Netflix shit. I'm not excited about any of it. I'm just not. That's what we got for fucking media news. Thank God, because quite frankly, it's a slow fucking news week. And even though listen, don't fucking ask me about the Will Smith Chris Rock thing. I don't give a fuck, and neither should you. These people don't care about you, and every last one of you that's out there on Twitter just being like, "Oh my God, well, we all us women really want a man that will stand up for us." Shut the fuck up. That woman is the exact same woman that publicly cucked her husband a year ago, and all you motherfuckers just made memes about it. Maybe, just maybe, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, maybe, just maybe, they're both fucking garbage human beings. Maybe, just maybe, they aren't worth their weight in salt. Maybe, just maybe, it was all a goddamn work. It's entertainment. It's the Oscars. When is the last fucking time any of you motherfuckers intentionally, willingly turned on the Oscars? I don't think you have an answer. Was it within the past 10 years at least? Because I don't think it was. I don't think it was. And the closest these fucking award shows has ever gotten to a fucking wake-up call was probably when Ricky Gervais came in and basically shat on everybody in a tasteful, creative way. But because one motherfucker makes a G.I. Jane joke, like, I'm supposed to believe that that's the catalyst for this whole little publicity stunt here. Like, listen, call me crazy. Maybe I just grew up on too much pro wrestling, but, like, dude, guys, gals, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares, and neither should you. The fact that every YouTube channel right now is just that screenshot of the slap at just whatever is mildly sickening, mildly worrying. Not because it's got anything to do with abuse or fucking somebody acting like a grown man baby and then winning an Oscar. If this doesn't reek of being a fucking work to you, so, yeah, don't ask me about it. There you go. That's what I have to say about it. That's all. That's all. That's all. The reason why I wanted to do this was because a lot of you guys hit me up asking, when am I going to do more Underlined stuff? What's going on with Underlined? And the answer is kind of funny because you ever notice when you're servicing a fan base, suddenly no one gives a shit, and then the second you stop servicing that fan base, everybody suddenly wants the thing again. So for the past 3 years, this has been where my efforts rest purely in the 500 block. A fresh band, kind of like Underlined, but not really. I mean, it's basically the exact same thing, but not really. And I've been trying to get you Underlined fans on board with it, and some of y'all are just like, no, I don't wanna like the thing. I want Underlined, and that's cute, but where were you 5 years ago? So I'll tell you this, when am I gonna do Underlined stuff? When the time's right. Because as of right now, the right thing to do is to keep my efforts focused with the 500 block, because those labors are far more fruitful. Those labors are far more rewarding, and I much prefer working in a band than being just the one guy doing all the work, of course. But that's that, guys. I'm hoping tonight's episode can get y'all acclimated. Can get you a little more acclimated with the 500 block as a band if you only know us on a surface level. And for that matter, if you don't know shit about us and you just know me from a thing, maybe this will be the perfect window of opportunity for you to leap right through and glide into the world that is the 500 block. What do you say? So, anywho, I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to preface this. Wanted to also apologize because I was moving. I had to move my studio, had to move my house, had to do all this shit with no movers, and that's why there's been a delay in between shows. But now that's done. I'm building a second studio, and this is going to be the main hub, but now there's a home base and all that good shit. So expect much more frequent, much more consistent episodes, because that's the goal after all, right? Keep things consistent, keep things fresh, keep things interesting. So, anyway, Radio Respects. It's a good time. I'm glad to be back with you. I really hope we can do this thing more consistently, you and I. Do me a big bad favor, though. Follow Underlined Inc. on... That's me. Hi, how are you? Follow Underlined Inc. on all the shit. If you give a fuck about the show, realize I don't make a fucking dime off of this, so the only way I can really make it a self-sustaining effort... today's G Fuel flavor, though. Tetris Blast. Did you know that G Fuel is now being carried at... Damn, that sounded like a live... Did you know... Anyway, I swear this isn't a sponsorship thing. I just love this company. And people ask me where they can get G Fuel. Well, here's the thing. They have a store locator on their website that will pull up any local distributor or place that carries it. For me, though, in downtown West Palm Beach, it's a fucking nightmare because Wawa stopped carrying the stuff, sad face. Sam's Club stopped carrying the stuff, the only reason why I got a membership, sad face. But now Tetris, FYE is out here selling cans for $5 a piece. And you know what? I'll suck up my pride for a quick fix. G Fuel, hit me. I'm trying to get my goddamn hands on that Moon Knight fridge. Did you see that? A fridge would be beautiful for the show setup. I'm building that home studio. That's where it'd be perfect. Just cans of G Fuel on fucking deck. Like, I'm gonna have a cute little display of all the tubs. All the G Fuel tubs, because why not? I love the company, and it's the only energy drink that doesn't completely ruin me and make me feel like garbage after I'm done. There's no real sugar crash. It's a good time. So, today's beverage of choice, Le Tetris Blast. Dig in, boyos. I also got that Naruto Sage mode. What are words? Sage mode. And for, like, anyone that likes white peach and like mildly floral, citrusy flavors, oh, that's a good one. And FYE should have it. So, hit your local FYE, contribute to the cause, not us, but contribute to the cause. And next thing you know, you'll be energized. Radio Respects, it is I, age 7. I'm back. They're sound checking. I think that's the first band. Oh, good times, great hits. Anyway, I'm wondering if we can still do a show in the midst of that. Is it too overbearing? Tell me in the comments. Is it too much? I happen to think it adds something to the fucking show. But I could be wrong. I could be completely fucking wrong. So, you see? I'm suited up. Never mind the costume change. Fuck consistency. Even though I'm just out here like, we're gonna be way more consistent. Fuck visual consistency. Even though it's the name of my game. So, kids, there's things to talk about. There's all kinds of stuff and things. They're done sound checking, I guess. we keep talking about the CW verse and all this terrible bullshit that's going on with the baby Batman world. It's kind of a nightmare, isn't it? It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Well, aside from the fact that CW's baby Batman verse is now kind of on the chopping block, sure, certain things have been renewed. Lois and Clark, or whatever the fuck it's called, renewed. The Flash, renewed. All kinds of things, renewed. What wasn't renewed is Batwoman. We were talking about this. Batwoman Season 4. And I think I have a little evidence here that points to the theory that this show might be getting shit-canned. Because the show creators are currently all up on social media fighting against a Season 4 cancellation. Will they be back? It's unknown. So let's read this motherfucker. As cancellation fears loom over Batwoman Season 4, fans have started a campaign to save the show on social media. Wow, that'll do something. And it's gotten the attention of the show's star. Sorry about that. What's her name? Javika. I'm gonna fuck this up. Javika Leslie. And in fact, the person that wrote this article knows how much of a mouthful that name is. So, Leslie. Let's just go with Leslie. Leslie took up the role of Ryan Wilder, Batwoman, aka after Ruby Rose. Yeah, that lady who played Kate Kane, exited the show in May of 2020 at the beginning of Season 2. This lady became the new main person in the suit, and then the show kind of experienced nothing but non-stop steady decline in ratings. And it seems to be now finally getting the axe. Now, the hot thing is CW recently confirmed, like I said, that several of its fan-favorite series would indeed be returning with new seasons. The Flash, Riverdale, a series that doesn't really do numbers. But, lest we forget, CW's up for sale right now. So, they're kind of just renewing things, I think, with no real intention of... I wonder if they think, hey, we're probably going to get sold and all this shit's going to get shit-canned anyway, right? So, why bother? You gotta figure. There's something to this. But anyway, so yeah, the star of the show is taken to Twitter to start something of a hashtag, a campaign, a Save Batwoman thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Renew Batwoman. Let's get it right. Now, the show is in ever uncertain status because even the showrunner Caroline Dyers has previously teased storylines for a potential Season 4. However, no Season 4 has come to pass. No confirmation, no announcement, nothing. So kids, Batwoman, Season 4. Do you watch Batwoman? I don't think anyone does. It wouldn't be completely bewildering if CW just told it to go fuck itself, so to speak, right? Right? We'll see. We'll see. Where'd my show prep go? Where's my fucking show prep? Anyway, sorry. So, what have I seen? What's been going on? What's new with me besides the move? Well, guess what? Morbius sucked. Well, people are giving it a vicious beating. But I must say, terrible CG. It looked like it was edited to shit. It looked incoherent. It was absurdly incoherent storyline-wise. I don't know what universe... I mean, it's clearly in the Venom universe, right? So, whatever. But who gives a shit? It feels like something from a time capsule back when Ben Affleck was Daredevil. It feels like that weird movie that they were gonna make when they cut Morbius out of the original ending of Blade. Because the original ending of Blade is not good. Blade, a good vampire movie from Marvel-ish. But Morbius sucked. Terrible. It was drab. That's my review. Sorry, that's it. I ain't got that much more for you. And to add to that, it seems to be that word of mouth has spread quite effectively regarding this godforsaken movie, and the film itself has suffered a, albeit relatively typical, 74% second week drop after... Oh my god, with a lifeless $10 million figure. Now, the movie debuted not terrible. I think it was around 58 or something million dollars. Oh, 40 million in the US. It's close to. And okay, I'm sorry, that's terrible. Because the amount of advertising that's gone on to this movie, the amount of like there's not a lot of merch, quite frankly, but there's like G Fuel flavors and shit. There's some investment that's been made, but it doesn't look great for Morbius. I mean, what? You think it's coming straight to DVD? You think we're doing that? We're just gonna rocket Commando Snatch right down into your local Target DVD bin? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, what are they going to do? Give it a sequel? Who the fuck wants to see that? I don't know. I could see them using this character in some other respect, but not like this. Not in its own vehicle like this. There's no fucking way. So, Morbius, R.I.P. Sony, you tried, but you're spiraling. You're fucking spiraling, baby. Maybe you can course correct, but we'll see. We'll see. And you know what? Speaking of Jared Leto, he's been real fucking straightforward about the incessant nonsense that he's been doing in regards to method acting, right? Remember when he was touting all that bullshit he was doing as the Joker in character to his cast members? Well, things that I can't say on YouTube, but I can link posts to and show you things regarding, but I can't talk about it for some reason because YouTube is fun. Yay! That shit. Remember that shit? Well, he's up to his old tricks, and he's doing all kinds of shit. Like, apparently during the filming of Morbius, he was complete method acting in a wheelchair, requesting assistance for bathroom breaks, all kinds of ludicrous bullshit. And production assistants were, in fact, fired off of the film because Jared Leto was being too, what's the word? Difficult. And once Hollywood brands you difficult, you think the gigs dry up. But hey, worst DC movie of all time? Worst Marvel movie, possibly. He is Darth Maul. Good shit. Huh? Well, Morbius, you tried. But in regards to method acting, even that guy Mads Mikkelsen has taken up to outright call the shit bullshit, method acting. He firmly believes it is bullshit. And there are two schools of thought on this. There are people that firmly, fully immerse themselves in the character, your Christian Bales of such, you know, that shit. And then you have people that are able to leave their work at home. I don't think there's any right way or wrong way to doing the thing. I think you do what works for you, and then that's the best way to unlock whatever performance, the best performance you think you can muster. So, I don't completely side with this, but it's nice that all these media websites are immediately like, hey, Jared Leto's a difficult method acting bullshit artist, and then other actors on the flip side of the thing come in and are like, yep, method acting's bullshit for pompous assholes. Shots fired, Mads. Shots fired. Hey, sorry about that. Radio Respects, it's age 7. My drummer's here. Ashura has arrived. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview each of the guys separately. Just want to ask them some basic bitch questions so you can get to know them a little bit. Not just as the elaborate characters that they are, but as musicians. So, hey, looking forward to that hotness. Now, let's get back into this goddamn shit. There's apparently a long gestating, that's the word, gestating, Crow reboot. And or reimagining, because the first one was an adaptation, a new adaptation, let's call it that, of The Crow. So after many false starts and many rings of development hell, The Crow appears ready to fly again, according to The Hollywood Reporter. And I don't know how I feel about it, because Bill Skarsgård, isn't that an SNL bit? The Peter Skarsgård. Yeah, and it's, oh my god, talk about predicting the future. Anyway, Homie, who played Pennywise the Clown in the recent It horror movies, will apparently star in the reboot, even though Jason Momoa was once supposed to do it, and a bunch of people were supposed to do it. But who gives a fuck? Anyway, he's here in this lovely supernatural revenge thriller. Oh god, okay. It's going to be directed by Rupert Sanders. I don't know that name. I guess he's best known for helming Snow White and the Huntsman, and, oh god, Ghost in the Shell? The live-action Ghost in a Shell? This, oh god, alright. Longtime Crow Stewart, Edward R. Pressman, and Malcolm Gray are apparently co-producers on a 2019 Chadwick Boseman thriller, 21 Bridges. So we got some names attached, but this isn't looking too great. So for those that don't know, or those living under a rock, The Crow was an indie comic written and drawn by James O'Barr in the late 1980s that told this kind of dark tale of a man and his fiancée who are assaulted and killed by a gang, I think the day before Halloween or whatever. Anyway, lady dies, man comes back to life by way of a crow and exacts vengeance on all the motherfuckers that did the thing. It's a classic revenge tale. And it's good shit. But apparently, Bill Skarsgård is going to be Eric Draven. So, the project is well into pre-production, apparently, ahead of its June start date. Oh god, there's a start date. With shooting to take place in Prague and Munich, aka dirt cheap. Budget, $50 million. And it does appear like the film might actually take flight this time. So, I don't know, man. Then the rest of this article is just sucking the dicks of those attached. I don't know what... it doesn't need to be remade. You can tell another Crow story, right? Does it have to be Eric Draven? I don't know. Maybe it... Conflicted. I don't know, man. I want to back it, but, like, who gives a fuck anymore? Most media these days, these regurgitations, these repackagings, I've been talking about it, these repackagings of the thing that you once loved being sold to you with a new shiny veneer and a whole lot of, like, well, virtue signaling. It's here, baby. But it also has bred some of the most unoriginal content I have fucking seen in a long time. A lot of good IPs been beaten down by way of a bland story or just shitty execution. Like, I don't know. I mean, God bless. I'd be curious to see it if it even does get off the fucking ground. But as I read, this film's been in development hell for ages. It's just not gonna fucking happen that way. So I can't imagine that it's actually gonna happen, right? I'm kind of in denial. So we're gonna see. We're here. It's Radio Respects. I'm H7. This is Berserk. I told you I'd be talking to people, and I'm talking to them. So
I do exist.
He exists.
Yeah.
He's actually doing media. I somehow managed to get all of our punk asses, albeit one by one, to actually sit down and do press.
It's almost like we're being executed one by one.
Yes,
I feel like there's a little firing squad treatment going
There
on.
is, without a doubt, a man just off screen on the other side of this glass window with a blow dart pointed at us. Welcome, Radio Respects. I know we're doing news and shit, but I wanted to actually speak with my band guys, so you guys could get a little more acclimated with these guys. Now, there's a band playing behind us, hopefully for ambiance sake. It's not too invasive. If it is, let me know in the fucking comments. I don't think it is. We tested audio.
I don't know. I'm like half deaf, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and
anyway, at this point.
We do so much post-processing in this, because you all care about audio details. Anyway. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Terrific.
Awesome. That's
really
the interview.
tired.
Bye. Anyway, no. So, I want these people to get more acclimated with us, with who we are, because as of right now, the only real detailed information they have on any of us is what we've given them, which is fuck all, basically. So, like, when it comes to musical influences, I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, what's your favorite fucking band?
Everyone knows that's a dumb question.
Yeah, it's like, you're better suited. Yeah, like, you mean my favorite thing right now?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the only way of doing that. So, fuck that. I want to know, like, what are the if you have certain pillars that form the coliseum that is your sound, the certain staples of your sonic upbringing. Yes. What would they be?
Well, I think it's safe to say that out of the four of us in our unit, I'm the one who lives in the fucking past. I like that old school 80s thrash. I like cheesy ass glam metal. I like fucking black metal a lot. That's usually the first thing I mention, but I didn't want to lead with the most problematic genre. But old school death metal, all that like 90s Tampa shit really gets me going.
Obituary and bands that end with ituary.
Yes, like things where the album cover, like you can't fucking read it, you don't know what the fuck you're looking at, but you're intrigued and possibly disturbed.
Yeah. So like, okay, see that's what I figure as much, because the people that ask me questions about our songs and shit, they're always asking about the more black metal-y songs. Because they're always taken out of left fucking field. We're taken by left field when we throw shit like that at them. So, if you're ever wondering where that actual influence truly
is fault.
Coming from, it's him. So,
like, I love, I think what really draws me to black metal more than anything else is how immersive it can be. Like the sonic soundscapes you can make with a genre like that, I think opens up just so many other directions to go, especially with blending it with other existing genres like we are known to do. How we've given some of Underline songs a little bit of that black metal treatment. And they kept like, if it wasn't cold enough, now it's just a goddamn...
Now you're in the cavern, it's icy, and you're standing in a hallway, somehow all in one place.
Yes.
I love that shit. Quite honestly, that's one of my favorite elements of these refreshed old songs of mine that we're doing. Like, I'm a big fan of that out of left field black metal influence, because it's something I never in a million years would have thrown on these fucking songs.
No, of course not. And what really surprised me is that like when we began to interject some of these more tremolo heavy kind of riffs, there's still a groove there. There's still something bouncy and dancey about it, even though it's pulling you down into hell in the coldest way possible.
Oh yeah, like I don't know if it's the combination of what you're using tone-wise. I know you're using an orange amp. It's the Line 6 pod. Is it the 500?
We were using the 500. We remember what happened to that.
Oh yeah!
No, I'm using the Podgo wireless.
Oh word! Okay.
And I swear by that fucking thing up and down. It's your best friend if you're a guitar player.
Dead ass. I used to have one of those for bass and guitar. I wish I never sold it, but as you know, all my effects are on board in a Line 6 lowdown head. Everything's just there, preloaded. Not like the digital Line 6s where it's like 1,000,001 presets.
Right, you actually have to sit there and dial around a little bit.
Yeah, like I think like the current amp emulators that they're putting out have like limitless, like dozens of amp sims, hundreds of effects. Your boy, 6. I have 6, and I use what, 2? Crunchy and not crunchy?
I heard 2 today.
Yeah, there were 2 today. Oh, by the way, we just played a show.
Yeah.
Odds are, you guys just watched some footage from it. So, like, what'd you think? Do we suck? What do you think? So, okay. Well, they're commiserating over our bullshit.
They know the answer. Deep down.
We know.
Yeah.
We know. So, when it comes to visual influences, is there anything that specifically is the, I don't want to say the stick in your craw, but what necessarily would you say visually are the things you're pulling from most?
When it comes to visuals, with my aesthetic, I don't know. I'm in real life, I'm a fucking nerd. I roll dice a lot that have more than 6 sides. So I guess fantasy barbarian is kind of the shtick I'm going for.
Okay.
Yeah. I got this kilt at Renfest a couple years back.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Genuine Renfest.
Yeah. I mean, when I went fucking a couple weeks ago, I didn't even I just dressed like this. I just went and got
Oh, that's right. I saw that. I'll put the photo here. I saw the photo. Yeah. You're looking at it right now. Yeah. Very, very appropriate for Ren Fair. You know, I need to have like a Ren Fair friendly version of my shit.
You know, I got to beat up our lead singer with a sword.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that video and put that right. Oh wait,
so
it's not a gimmick. Yeah, but
we got blurs.
We got blurry things. We got stuff and things.
You'll just see the dreadlocks getting hit with a foam patch.
Yeah, just what's that thing he puts his hair in? It's not a do-rag.
I don't know.
It's not a do-rag.
I don't know what to call it. I feel like if I'm gonna say it, someone's gonna get angry and correct me, and I'm gonna feel stupid.
Actually, you know it. So, alright. We just played. We've been playing rather consistency. We've been playing rather consistently. We've gotten into this sort of. Yeah, man. Yeah. We just laid Miami to waste despite being handed a Sonic shit sandwich.
But I don't know, that was one of my favorite performances, honestly.
Same. You know, considering the fact that like 50% of what we normally bring with us sonically was just not there in the mix because I believe it was just power issues. I don't know.
I guess.
Who the fuck knows?
I don't
it's
know.
South Florida. We end up, when we play outside, you're always fucking drawing power from one outlet and praying.
Yeah.
Which is apparently the stupidest thing you can do to amps, underpower them.
Oh, of course.
Like, somebody had to enlighten my dumb ass to that. Because we were sitting there, just waiting for our shit to turn on. And I remember at some point looking over to our singer and being, I almost said his Christian name. I looked over to our singer and was like, turn everything off and turn it back on!
I mean, what I was doing, I was hitting the same button over and over again until I heard something.
Waiting.
Yeah.
So
it works. It's musician knowledge.
You know, that's the other cool thing. So we're also, as of right now, not to date this interview or anything, we're in the midst of a kind of unique thing right now as a band. Where we're
very confusing, but very exciting.
Yeah, where we're getting used to playing. We're about to start recording new shit. Everything's basically written. I mean, he and I, that's the other cute thing.
We actually had too much. We had too much going on.
I know I pitched an album's worth of shit. I know he has a metric fuck ton of stuff. And we've reached a point where
I haven't even fully explored my vault in like months.
Honestly, since we did this little pitch meeting like a few months back, I haven't listened to half of those. Like the ones that we're doing.
But I have to listen to those.
But the other ones, they just chillin'. One of them's the fucking theme music to this show. That music you hear in the beginning. Oh, that's one of the other
feel like
songs.
A dumbass.
That's the fucking the one that sounds like a car commercial.
I was listening to the show and I was just like, oh, wait.
It's like, what is that?
Yeah, something was hitting me in my.
Is that some underlying song? So like, we're in this interesting little bit here where we're not just in the comfortable regimen of playing live, but we're now in a creative mode. And I have to say, as the two quote-unquote songwriters of this group, it's one of the most unique approaches to being an active band I've ever partaken in. So I'm just curious, how are you juggling the mindset of, all right, we got to develop these songs, as well as the secondary mindset, the flip side to that coin, being a sharp live band? How are you juggling?
I'm juggling it by just not even acknowledging that it's happening and just kind of letting it take me over. I think that's the best way I could possibly describe it. Just kind of let shit happen, because I feel like we're on a roller coaster right now. But the roller coaster isn't finished, so it just goes. Once it drops, there's just a bottomless pit, and that's where we're fucking yelling.
It does feel like we're perpetually on that part of the ride where you're just going.
Yeah.
That seems to be what's going on.
Yeah.
So like
that's very accurate.
I get that. I have to agree. I think I'm of the same mindset, which is weird because, I'm after being the guy that has to do everything in my other fucking thing, like being in a group where it's everybody sort of pulling weight and everybody's sort of doing a creative thing or B, sharpening a live skill set.
Right.
It's most intriguing seeing how everyone's juggling this shit. Because I've never seen a band that, or at least not any band I've been in. Right. Usually when I'm in a band, it's like, all right, we're in recording mode or we're in live mode.
Right.
Or it's like tour mode. And that's what you stay focused
on. Well, I think, whenever we go in one mode or another, I think there's this weird withdrawal symptoms from the other thing.
Yeah.
right? Like when we're just playing live, you know, I love playing live, but then I'm just like, fuck, I miss just jamming. And when we're just jamming, like, fuck, I want to go out there and throw my hair around and embarrass myself in front of a bunch of fucking strangers. It's a fucked up trade-off. So it's really good that we can do both at once, even though it's very mentally taxing and
for some reason
physically
it works.
threatening.
Oh
somehow.
yeah. I often wonder, like, if we would be in this position if we didn't have such a home base.
Yeah, I mean it's so helpful that we do.
I mean,
this is where the party started. This is where the party's going, and we're here now.
Yeah, it's basically home base.
Yeah.
I don't know. I often think about that. I'm like, you know, it really is doing us some fucking favors. Not just like something as simple as this, where it's like, here's a fucking radio studio your boys been handed to fucking handle. You're dealing with me because they fucking said so. The Elder God said so.
Everyone
didn't do
gets
this.
to watch right out there.
Everyone gets to watch out here. I'm eventually gonna stick a GoPro right there, so in case there's
Good.
I
want to get those like reaction shots of people walking around seeing fucking
exactly.
scary motherfuckers just chilling, staring them down into the abyss.
So, once again, I made 7. This is Berserk. We're from the 500 block. Thank you for spending a couple minutes with these motherfuckers.
Always.
You know what? When this Lord of the Rings thing drops,
we're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna take the piss out of it.
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna do.
I think I might need to take like a Quaalude or something before I come in because I'm gonna be heated.
Dude. That's like me with the Halo series right now. I'm like, I have to keep reminding myself it's not canon.
Right.
First they take off Master Chief's helmet. Next they show us his ass. I'm not kidding. We saw Master Chief bare-assed.
Oh, God.
That's where we are, kids. So, interview 1 in the can. Let's see who's next. And Smoketh it.